Perfect. And then I need to just share my screen. Is that right?
Okay. And then when you share your screen, you'll have to go back and pull up the slideshow.
So it's just multiple participants can share simultaneously. Is that the one I picked?
No.
What?
Yeah, just like
Okay. Yeah, but it's still a picture of the room. So is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you're sharing your screen, so you have to go and press that.
So go with it.
Okay.
Oh, it's not sharing with your Zoom.
Okay.
Show share screen.
I'm wondering if we should even share the screen because you can see the video from the screen. Anyway,
I would just.
You can, but it is back.
I see.
You'll see the slides.
And then we'll just wait for it to start.
Yeah, so anyone who logs on to Zoom right now can see what you're looking at if you've already shared your screen.
I just need to go back to Zoom and let people in.
It should pop up.
Okay.
Still connected. But yeah, you can.
So just go back to the Zoom icon.
Yeah. I don't usually share the screen until they start.
Well, nobody's in yet.
Yeah.
So meeting controls. That's right. Not sure how to get back to Zoom to let anyone in, but
Go on the bottom.
yeah.
And click on your Zoom should be brought up. You didn't exit out, did you?
No.
Okay, so go to the bottom and it should be like an icon at the bottom.
It is. And then but it's it just says breakfast links. It's started, but I don't see where to let anybody in.
Like it's not showing you the.
There we go. I see it now. People are starting to come in. It's after 7:30 though. So
We don't let it on people till 8.
Oh.
Don't worry.
already let Brian in, so that's my mistake.
It's okay, he'll just see the screen.
Did you want to do this today? Can you do this or no?
Yeah, I can do it. Just let people in and.
Yeah. And share the screen and then just do the video, I guess. We're just sharing, once their PowerPoint is done, we can just go back to Zoom and just have normal screens for the speaker. Who is the speaker? Okay, I think we're okay, Becca. We'll try not to terrorize you anymore.
No worries, just let me know if you need anything.
Okay, thanks.
It's confusing when you have two going at the same time.
Yeah.
Zoom and the PowerPoint.
Try to. Okay, so what?
So Becca does the jump.
Yeah, but she's,
But she knows what she's.
but
Right, that's
this
what I'm
is
saying, for us,
this is
it's
a good
confusing.
exercise for us that tells us that if Becca is out, we
Yeah,
need to
we
know
need
how
to
to
learn
do
how to
it. So we can't just always let her do it.
Yeah.
Because right now it's like, I guess if you make that bigger,
Mhm.
I don't,
You're still sharing your screen.
yes. Because I didn't want to move out of it.
So this right here is him and his screen. So you
Yes.
don't have to do anything. with
Correct.
that. Yeah.
But, you know, she said to go here for this
And then start it
from the beginning.
Okay.
Yes. And then once
And then
that's
just
done,
keep
you,
the Zoom the same. Just
Yes.
leave it there.
Yes.
And when it's done, just go back to the Zoom.
yes.
Okay. What does that mean?
I don't know.
It just goes slow and it does that when you're on Zoom.
Okay.
It's just slow that laptop.
Well, it's old.
Yeah.
Are you good or you think you can do it?
Yeah.
Okay. You have your phone for,
No, mine's in my phone in my
I can grab it in case you need to call her.
Nice to see you again. That's good. Yeah. She looks tough like that.
The speaker who does have a PowerPoint, she's waiting for the other party to come, and I told her we could put on the flash once we get through this text. So it's gonna be a little bit of a
I'm
transition.
gonna ask, yeah, so we don't have to unplug that and reset it, because you know it's finicky sometimes.
Oh, yeah, don't do
I'm gonna see if we can download their presentation on the laptop too.
So we did.
Okay. Well, I don't know if they want. I don't think it is.
Sure, that's good. I would say. Oh, sure. Yeah. Wasn't a lot of space. There are a lot of
Where's it at?
Slow, but we're just gonna do that. And then we're gonna go to- Or wait, it's gonna be. This is the flash drive.
Yeah, that one right there.
Okay, so we need to. Okay, wait, it's okay. You just have to download this. This might take forever, so I don't know if this is gonna be a good idea. We may just need a clips. Yeah, if they do that flash drive, we can, that'll be faster.
It's gonna be easier to do it that way. We could just pull them out. Okay, so
So tell me to open that. It's already open, right?
Yeah.
You can close this. Okay, and then when you go back to Zoom.
You're gonna share again. Or, no, you need to stop.
It's not fancy. People hop on, and then we'll switch out flash drives. Did you see how I got to the flash
Yeah.
drive? You know how to do all that, right?
Mhm.
Okay, and then we'll take out that flash drive.
And
just
put theirs
before.
in.
Don't pull it out right away, or it might throw off this computer.
That's what I'm afraid of.
So go back to here,
It is very slow and it drives me bananas. And then just take this out, put that one in, see
Well,
what
you'll
pops
have
up and
to
click on it.
push eject. So you'll right click
Oh,
on this
okay.
so that it catch up. Ryan should see. I don't know where the mouse is. So you'll go to here,
Mhm.
right click,
Yeah.
right click. It'll pop up that list.
I
And then
know.
it'll say eject.
Yeah.
It should say
Right
yeah,
here,
eject.
yeah.
And then it'll say the computer pop up like it's safe to eject. Take that one out, put
Put
the
it
new
in.
one in, and
Okay.
then it should pop up there.
Where is the new one?
I don't know why we're even doing this because the presentation doesn't get put on there, right? Because how are they gonna see the speakers? So theirs just gets put on that laptop is what we need to know. So never mind, don't worry about any of that.
Okay.
So once there's
Yeah.
exit out of theirs, just go to Zoom where it's showing the video.
Yeah.
And then
That's what I was thinking.
and if someone says, hey, the PowerPoint's backwards, they will send it out after the presentation. And I'll ask them for a copy.
Okay.
But we'll put it on Jackie's till we first put it.
Okay. So just get out of here and just go back
So you
to.
can just exit out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when that one's done, just stop sharing and then make sure it's the camera and then we'll have their presentation running.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have to do anything else after that.
This is so slow.
I know.
It's driving me crazy.
And then the internet, because look at my camera.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So now we're back to here.
You can just click on the square and then it pops up a little green arrow. If you go to the bottom. And maybe just slow.
Yeah, it
It'll
is.
say expand.
It's slow.
Yeah, expand it when you stop sharing or it should automatically.
Yeah, it should do it.
Andrea, can you put in the chat?
It's here.
Please. Please put in the chat like type this, please put in the chat your name and your business name so we can introduce you to our members.
Yeah, name it this one.
And then your job will be introducing all these people.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
he heard us. Did he? Can you guys hear us?
Maybe they can hear us. Loud and clear.
Gosh, they heard us
Oh my
talking all that
gosh.
trash about our computer.
That's funny. Oh, Laura said yes. Hi, you guys.
Okay, mute us on here.
Good morning.
Because really they're only supposed to be able to hear something like this.
Okay,
Mute the computer.
so here.
You can just hit that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have.
Can you hear us now?
If they're not audio.
Hello, Zoom. I think they can when we unmute. Oh, see, they said we can hear because they can hear us through the computer. Yeah, Laura said they can hear us through the computer.
Okay, well then you're connected to your computer audio instead of.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We need to change to the output
Good
audio.
morning, Georgetown.
We need to change to the output audio.
I'm Nick, and this is Carolyn. We are your co-hosts this morning for this month's breakfast links.
Can you guys still
Here
hear
at the
with the
Georgetown
mics even
Chamber.
though it's not connected to
Welcome to all
the
of you
computer?
here. Thank you for coming out, and thank you for those joining on Zoom. Sorry, I don't know that all of your, if you can hear us at the moment, we are working through those technical difficulties. Throughout the morning, if you have any questions on Zoom, please put them in the chat function, and they will pass them up to the speaker. A big catering shout out to Southwest Food Service Excellence in partnership with Georgetown Independent School District. Another big shout out to our Chamber Platinum members. If you're here, please stand up or give a wave. I see a few of you here this morning. Cook Walden Davis Funeral Home, City of Georgetown, Georgetown Behavioral Health Institute, Lorem Technologies, formerly known as Georgetown Rail Equipment Company, Rock Springs Hospital, St. David's Georgetown Hospital, the Hacienda at Georgetown, the Wesleyan, Good Folks, Balancing Self, and the Greater Austin Merchants Cooperative Association, also known as GAMA. Thank you for your support. I'd also like to recognize our ambassadors. If you're an ambassador, please stand up, give a wave. Thank you for representing. Do we have any chamber board members this morning? Thank you, thank you. And any leadership alumni in the room. Thank you for standing, Dana. We're going to quickly go around the room and introduce ourselves. We are going to keep it short and simple. I am Nick Leschke with Georgetown Living.
Carolyn Cummins, Santosha Solutions.
Okay.
Hi, Kevin Waters, Code Ninjas, Mexico.
Morning, Marcia Tucker with Marcia Tucker Auctions, working with fundraisers.
Hi, Jennifer Morgan with Annunciation Maternity Home.
Good morning, Lance Morgan with Texas Traditions Roofing.
I'm Gary Emery, also with Texas Traditions Roofing.
Michael Pickle with Texas Traditions Roofing.
Mike Pickle with Texas Traditions Roofing and Tradition Trust.
Jack Vermillion with Texas Traditions Roofing.
Wilson, Georgetown Summer Club. Huntsman, Southwestern University.
Good morning, Rita Healing, Sheraton Austin, Georgetown Hotel and Conference Center.
Chris Walker, ABC Home and Commercial Services.
Ben Lake, Open Road IT Network Services.
Dominic Izvorchik, intern here at the Chamber and also Southwestern University.
Investor and real estate agent with Liger Brothers.
Ren with the Ren Ramirez Insurance Agency, Farmers Insurance.
Good morning, Julie Shrivian with MWM Design Group, Architecture and Engineering Firm. Good morning, Mary Herron with Girl Scouts of Central Texas. Tanya Easton, Williamson County Children's Advocacy Center.
Good morning, Mark Lenhart with West News.
Good morning, Steve Farnham, for Nomads Travel.
Good morning, Joe Torres, Lifeway Stem Cell Regeneration.
Bob Halverson, Military Affairs Committee.
Kathy Farmer with the Savvy Shirt.
Jennifer Balmer, Anchor. Good morning, I'm Emily Kipwright, Anchor, and we're Southwestern alum.
Linda
Albers, Georgetown Chamber.
Good morning, Hunter Terra with Community Impact.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ken Partain with Central Texas Technology Solutions.
Jessica Garza with South Star Bank.
George Morgan with the Federal Savings Bank. For all your mortgage needs, let George do it. George from Georgetown.
Chalk House, Bush Flower, and Van Center. City Denver with Hello Georgetown.
Marcus Lindsay Photography and Digital Artwork Services.
And can you introduce our members on Zoom, our attendees? Oh, sorry, we're running over there. I didn't think that one all the way through.
Yeah.
Andrea Orrs with Georgetown Chamber, and we have Brian Jameson with Allstate Insurance, also Chamber Board of Director. Laura Cates Terry with Be Local, Jerome Morales with Eagle Wings Home Improvement Services.
And I'm Brittany Harris with the Chamber.
Thank you all. We would like to welcome our sponsor for this morning, Texas Traditions Roofing, and Michael Pickle has a few words.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for being here. We're excited to talk a little bit this morning about who we are and just a little bit about our company, just to introduce ourselves. So I'm Michael Pickle with Texas Traditions Roofing. We were established in 2014. We're family owned and operated. My dad and my uncle actually started the company in 2014. So Georgetown locals have been here for 15, 20 years. Georgetown's our home. It's really, really important to us and the community. It's really important to us as well. So what we know about the roofing industry is it is notorious. When Mike and Gary started us in the community, you heard Mike talk, it's really important to us. So we want to instill traditional Texas values with and what we stand for. These are our core values. Right here, and our mission is trust, value, customer service, experience, and marketing back into the roofing industry. So integrity in what we're trying to accomplish with our customers every single day. What we instill into our employees is trust and integrity. So, like I said, the community is really important to us. The city of Georgetown is very important to us. We do a lot of work with the Winston County Children's Advocacy Center. We also are connected with the Brookwood in Georgetown here. We also help with the city of Georgetown through the Parks and Rec Department, the fire department, the police department. Georgetown's our home, and we really want to take care of Georgetown, and we try to give back to Georgetown as much as we can. So we do both commercial and residential roofing. Commercial is about 50% of what we do. We also, but that's growing. You're going to see a big pattern here. Georgetown is kind of the common theme. We've done work all throughout Georgetown. Where are we? There we are. We work with, we did the roof at Mel's Lone Star Lanes, KPA Engineers, First Texas Bank, the Ramsey Funeral Home, Heritage Oaks Clubhouse. We do work all over Georgetown. We're one of the, what we feel like is one of the larger established commercial roofers here in Georgetown. But we service all over Central Texas. We're finishing a project up in Temple Killeen right now, and we've done work all the way down in Manshap. So we do work all over the place. How many roofers there really were in 2020 when they just started to show up all over the place. I'm sure you guys saw that as well. So it was interesting to see how people will just come in out of nowhere. And we have plenty of stories of people who were taken advantage of. That was not fun to hear, not fun to have to work through with some clients. But for us, we were here before the storm. We're not going and chasing other storms. We're not door knockers. We operate off of word of mouth and referrals. And we're here after the storm. So for us, it's about helping our community, helping people when they need us. And same thing, we also just help with lead calls, maintenance calls, just general roof inspections and things like that. So the last thing I'll talk about is, I'm sure everybody's heard on the radio or seen on TV, the new solar shingle. So we are one of 4 certified contractors in Central Texas. Roofing and solar has always been attached to the hip in some way. Now they are completely intertwined and connected, and we're really, really excited about that. So the new solar shingle, the GAF Timberline solar roof, we're actually going to be installing the first in Central Texas here in about a week or 2. And then we have a few more lined up after that. So we're really, really excited about that. And it's a really innovative product that is going to be very interesting to see how it catches fire here in Central Texas. So at the end of the day, we know you may not need a roof now, may not need a roof for another couple of years, may not need anything related to your roof. But we just want you to know we're here, who we are. Hopefully you'll continue to see us around as we're getting more and more involved in the chamber. And at the end of the day, just choose local. That's what's important to us. Choose local, stay local, do your research and call us. That's it. Thank you.
I was just curious, what are your family credentials? How did they learn the roofing industry to get started in 2014? Obviously, you're learning from your dad and uncle. And then number 2, I'd like to have a little bit more explanation about the new solar product. What's the ROI? What's the guaranteed life of it? That type of thing.
Yeah. Do you want me to?
Yeah, we will just do more detailed Q&A after that. If you want to do a quick
Very
2
brief.
minute,
I'll keep it very, very
we'll
brief.
have time after for that level question.
Perfect. Yeah, so Mike and Gary actually had a roofing company. They're from the Dallas area originally, and they had a roofing company up there. And when they were about my age, and the reason why they didn't continue it is because they were establishing their family and growing. And so they went their separate ways. Mike went into construction. Mike actually was a special projects manager for Sun City back in the 90s and worked with Pulte Del Webb. Gary went and worked in the business world in technology. So you have somebody who has a very established construction background and somebody who has a very established business background. And they reconnected towards the end of their careers and decided that they wanted to make a run at it one more time. And so that's it. So I've got information from the solar for you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, excellent. Very good. I'm interested in those solar shingles also. All right. So I have the honor of introducing our speakers today. We have two great speakers today. That's how special today is. Our first speaker is going to be Dr. Sarah Brackmann. She is the Southwestern University Senior Director of Integrative and Community Engaged Learning. She leads a team to support study abroad, study away, internships, and undergraduate research. She also directs community engaged learning initiatives and supports faculty and students in developing courses that build capacity for nonprofit organizations. Dr. Brackmann has earned her BA in political science from Xavier University, an MA in higher education and student affairs from the Ohio State University, and a PhD in higher education from the University of Georgia. And Mrs. Megan Frisque is Southwestern University's Associate Vice President of Alumni and Parent Relations. As a member of the University Relations Leadership Team, she directs institutional efforts to develop and strengthen connections between external partners, alumni, parents, donors, and employers, and university community. She leads the Office of Alumni Relations, Parent Relations, Stewardship, University Events, and the Center for Career and Professional Development. Megan earned her BS in psychology from the University of Kentucky and her MS in college student personnel from Miami University. Please help me welcome Mrs. Megan Frisque and Dr. Sarah Brackmann. There we go. Hi, everyone. I'm Megan. This is Sarah. Good morning. Thank you for inviting us to the Chamber Breakfast Bites. We're really excited to share with you a bit of the history of Southwestern and the city of Georgetown, what engagement looks like today, and how you may look to how you'd like to engage with the institution. There are several alumni in the room, so if y'all don't mind maybe standing. So introduce yourselves, but we do have several. This is again example of the Southwestern and the city of Georgetown. It looks like our slides just we did have the word city written there of Southwestern and the city of Georgetown. So some of our words may be missing with the slides, but let's see. Let's go through. All right. So a bit about Southwestern. If you're new to the area and are unfamiliar, so Southwestern is down 29, but we've not always been in the city of Georgetown. Our history goes back that we had 4 root colleges in cities around the state of Florida, of Texas. I was, yes. And first founding in 1840, but we came to the city of Georgetown, actually, here you can see in 1872, not under the name of Southwestern University, but we actually came under the name of Texas University. We did not get a charter under that name, though. You can imagine that the Texas legislature said, no, we don't want to charter you under that name. We actually have plans to put a school in Austin by a name that's very similar to that, which they did. They just flipped the words around. And we did receive our charter here in Georgetown in 1875, and our name at that point was 3 words: Southwestern University. Over time, we have connected the South and the Western. But we're really proud that Southwestern and the city of Georgetown have grown up together. I mean, if you look back at our history, this is from, well, you can see the downtown on the square, but this is from homecoming in 1912. But we're proud of the first. We were the first institution of higher education in the state. We had the first college homecoming in the entire country, April 9th, 1909. This one's from 1912. And we have the first Rhodes Scholars in the state of Texas at Southwestern. But we've grown up together in that there are even some really interesting points in our history that back in the early 1900s, our president at the time wanted to move Southwestern up to Dallas.
and President Heyer. And it was really the city of Georgetown and our faculty that rallied together to keep Southwestern in Georgetown, because the city really saw there are so many people that worked there and went to school there. And it was really a part of the community that in fact, the president at the time, Heyer, he went to Dallas and he started SMU. And so that's how SMU got started, because of the Southwestern connection from us. So I'm always proud of that.
So usually when I introduce myself as the person who has the best job at the best university. And the reason why I say that is because my job is centered around connecting students with the community, right? And so it happens in different ways. And for this presentation, talking about it under this umbrella of engagement. And often when I'm talking about engagement, I'm talking about helping connect our students with nonprofit organizations. As you heard in my bio, helping build capacity for nonprofit organizations. But really what we mean is that as we bring our students to Southwestern, introducing them as residents to Georgetown. So I was just telling Megan, when I do presentations to first year students, I give them a true or false quiz on Georgetown. Things that talk about how many people live in Georgetown. Most guess that we have less people living in Georgetown than what we have. So I always have to give them the background about our development and how we're growing so fast. I asked them how many parks are in Georgetown. And that's my favorite one, because it's really a surprising fact to see how many green spaces we have in Georgetown. So again, this idea of engagement is not just volunteering, that is a great thing, and not just interning as Dominic is doing, but that they are really living and supporting and being participants. I'm gonna read this definition really quick. Carnegie is an organization that is kind of our guidepost of what community engagement is. And they define it as the collaboration between institutions of higher education and their larger community for the mutually beneficial exchange of knowledge and resources in a context of partnership and reciprocity. And behind me, we've listed some of the ways that Southwestern engages with Georgetown. Third largest employer, single largest housing site, very actively involved in different strategic plans and visioning going on in Georgetown, including the Georgetown 2030 initiative, founding partner of the Georgetown Project. So when the Georgetown, I'm sure many of the people in this room are familiar with the great work that the Georgetown Project does. When they were founded, talking about the different pillars and who needs to be included at Southwestern, very much so as an educational partner. Senior University, connected to Southwestern's home of two different archives. Well, one archive and soon to be another archive. One is the Preservation Georgetown Archives, and soon to be the home of the archives for First United Methodist Church, Georgetown. Some of you may have met my friend and colleague, Dr. Emily Sidner. She's a political science member or faculty member, and she has moderated different forums. This past election helped moderate the GISD school board panel. And annually, this is one of our favorite things to talk about. Annually, we put at least 50 million back into the local economy. Again, through this broad defined way of engagement and as a partner and as an ally. Too far. One more? Okay. Again. Thanks.
So we want to spend some time talking a bit about ways that you may want to become involved with Southwestern and that we can become involved with your organization or business. Here, coming out of the pandemic, our students are stepping further off campus, and Georgetown's changed since March of 2022. And so we want to share Georgetown with them, but we also want to invite you back to come to campus because there is a lot going on to become engaged with our students, to become for it to become a part of your social experience. So we want to talk a little bit about ways you may want to connect with us. We're going to talk a bit about it, and then we do have, if you have your phone, a QR code. That's a short little survey you can share with us once you learn about these opportunities that we can reach back out to you. So here you go first.
So again, best job at the best university. So what I do is I work with the team to support internships, community engaged learning, study abroad, and undergraduate research. Behind me, we have the bullets of internship. That essentially, as most of you know, is to give students an experience to test drive a career and see if it's a good fit for them. And so we have I just enjoyed hearing conversations this morning about places, and Dominic as one of our students who are interning. As Southwestern believes so strongly in connecting students with internships, we have a goal that we want 100% of our students to have done at least one internship by the time they graduate. We're not that far off. We're very close. In fact, we have almost 40% of our students do 2 internships by the time they graduate, right? And so working and partnering with you so that we are meeting the goals of your organization, but also providing these enriching career-related experiences for our students. The other piece is what I came to Southwestern almost 10 years ago to do is community engaged learning. And that through community engaged learning, we connect students with different nonprofits as a way to, it's part of a course for them to apply what they're learning in the course to a community issue or conversation. It does not have to be just with nonprofits, but it has to be focused on supporting and sustainable community change. So an example of community engaged learning is next fall, I'm working with a faculty member in our computer science department, and she teaches operations research, where students are asked to work with an organization around an efficiency related problem. So when I explain what that means, I'm not the computer scientist, but I talk about that as a supply and demand. So figuring out how you can, what is the maximum efficiency? So using data and coming up with a formula to answer that question. A couple of years ago, students partnered with the Leander Chamber of Commerce. So here's a challenge to the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce to help them look at their, I think the question they looked at that point was their membership cost and what is the most efficient amount for that as well. So that's an example. I have many other examples, and some of you in this room have partnered with us to think about community engaged learning. That's Dr. Freeman.
Great. So I have the privilege of working with our Center for Career and Professional Development. It's a team that works with students to prepare them for what life looks like after college, whether they are going into the job market or going into graduate or professional school. We want to set them on the best path that's for them. And that takes 4 years of preparation, right? I mean, for students to really think about what they want to do and to learn what skills they have and where that can, their direction can go. But what's key with this is for you all to think about is that we have 350 to 400 students who graduate every year. And those are students who have critical thinking skills, creativity in the work that they are doing. They are used to collaborating on projects, and they are prime candidates for employment. And we know the employment landscape right now is a little rough in hiring. So as you are thinking about reaching out as to who your new employees are, candidates to bring to your office, we would love to share those opportunities with our students. And that may mean bringing you to campus to talk about what you do, to post a position on our we have what's called Hire SU. It's our job board. So students and alumni are aware of the opportunities within your organizations. But we'd love to connect you with our Center for Career and Professional Development. We also are with campus reopening really this fall here post-pandemic. What we are creating is a community listserv. This listserv is an opportunity that we are sharing. Here's what's happening on campus with the greater Georgetown area. So if you are interested in fine arts productions, or maybe you just like checking out a baseball game, then we're going to share those calendars with the greater Georgetown community. Lectures happening on campus. We're bringing a speaker, an author. We want for the Georgetown community to feel at home, returning to taking a walk on campus. We have a beautiful campus, and it is a part of Georgetown, and it's been a part of Georgetown since near its beginning, that we want folks to come back and enjoy it. So one of the things on this QR code is to sign up for the listserv. Those emails are going to start here this fall when the students are back and the opportunities are coming about, but that's a way to make sure that you're learning monthly what's happening on campus and how to become engaged. I also want to talk a moment about our College Town Committee. So the College Town Committee has been an organization of Georgetown community members and Southwestern staff and students and faculty, really to create this town gown relationship. We have our chair of the town gown, the College Town Committee here, Jim Wilson, class of '69. He is really been helpful in for Southwestern to think through like what are the needs of our community members? How can we engage with the community members with the city and make this a mutually beneficial organization. Our meetings are going to start here in September, and anyone is invited to participate. What they will include at the start of every meeting is an optional campus tour. If you've never visited campus before and you'd like to get inside the building, see what it's about, learn more about our campus, invite others to the meetings, like, oh, I went on the tour, I wanted you to come to the next meeting for you to see the tour. We'll always start a meeting with an optional tour led by staff and students. And then we'll have an hour-long meeting with a formalized agenda that includes a message from the institution, but then also partners that may have items that they would like to bring, discuss with the university, really from the standpoint of engagement. If there are opportunities for us to bring students into your organizations or opportunities for you to engage with our students, then that's a great outlet for us to have those conversations. Our director of the Center for Career and Professional Development, he'll give a small little presentation at each meeting about here is the landscape of the students entering the job market, and that may be beneficial for you all as well. And so I said it's Friday, September 9th. And the last thing too is we do have a corporate partner program. These are organizations that support Southwestern. And through that program, we work with our athletic staff, that then there's marketing for those organizations at our athletic games, and in brochures and at different events and such too. So this QR code gives you a little survey with each of these different opportunities that you can just fill out. It'll take 2 minutes and share with us what you'd like to receive. Is it information on the corporate sponsor program? Is it information on joining the listserv? Or how to post a job on our website? We'll connect with you after the meeting and send you the materials you need, or set up a phone call, or however we can support you all too. But we want to open up for questions that you may have for us.
So for an intern, is there a criteria for someone to be an intern?
So criteria, no, but we have 2 staff members that are part of my team that can work with you and kind of outline a job description. We don't want our students to just be stapling papers and running to get coffee, but thinking about some elements of a quality internship, right? What are the goals for the organization? What are the goals for the student? And walking through that so that we can help students really have this be a learning opportunity. I forgot to mention when I was talking earlier, I always also like to share that hands down through our curriculum and through the educational model of Southwestern, our students are getting this really in-depth critical thinking learning experience. But it's through these other opportunities, internships, community engaged learning, for them to really think about some more professional skills, right? You witnessed Dominic today doing public speaking, organizing. We also have we ask our students to think about their time management, all of those pieces. So thinking through how do we match those with your organization so that when our students graduate, they have the knowledge, skills, and the professional abilities to make change and to be successful.
So I'm familiar with the interns that come here to the chamber. How many hours per week would an internship be expected?
So it depends. I would say 8 to 10 would be a good example. So during the academic years or academic semesters, students can earn credit for their internships.
They can also earn experience through that, but we like them to have at least 8 to 10, depending on what their credit, what they're trying to achieve for that. Does that make sense? Yeah, Brittany?
I know a lot of our members workforce hiring issue. Is there a place that they can reach out to either post job postings or if the fresh out of college gets qualified for those jobs, is there a place for them to do?
Yes, we have a job posting board, and we're happy to share how to connect with that and showing a lot. It's online and logging in. So signing up through this QR code, if anyone indicates that, I can send them that information. On our job board. It's not just our students will see that, our alumni use it as well.
If your organization has a particular problem you would like an intern, somebody from outside to take a look at, you mentioned the chamber, Leander Chamber, where they looked at specific problems. Somebody, do you outline that and then have some student who's suitable for that particular tasking?
Yes, so internships would be one example. Also, depending on, I think it would involve a conversation, but depending on the problem, I usually talk about community engaged learning and working with nonprofits, but there's also our faculty members, specifically in the business department, will want their students to have that hands-on experience, real world experience. So there's possibilities for matching that way as well.
Yeah, such as how to improve a particular process within an organization. You know, that's been there for a long time. The way we've always done it, but you know, there's always a better way.
That sounds like an amazing educational experience for our students to really take that on.
I was actually going to say to that gentleman's question, we did that at the Wesleyan. We had an intern come in from Southwestern, and they found some other things. It's an organization of 60 years. It was fresh eyes. Interestingly enough, that was not their particular field, but they connected us with somebody else who was able to come in and create and serve it as a project. Just kind of a one-off project, but it was some insight that you would get from those new graduates who are coming in and looking at a long-term heritage situation and giving a new perspective on it. So it was very rewarding to us. We didn't know we wanted it. That was the beautiful part. We didn't know we knew, we didn't know, we don't know, we don't know. And so it was great in that we have that opportunity and a little bit of vulnerability to allow a student to come in and kind of peel it back a little bit was great for us.
And just to tag on to that too, it's the fresh set of eyes, but also as part of the liberal arts curriculum, is they're taking courses from across all disciplines. And we say that we want our students to be able to graduate and be able to tackle problems and find solutions from multiple disciplines, not just from, I'm an English major, but also thinking about how might this connect with the math course that I have taken or the political science course, but being able to bring in those multiple disciplines as well in their problem solving.
So when I was a faculty member at UT, one of the things that I looked for was opportunities with the community to be able to do the main project, right? I mean, it's one thing to do a hypothetical project, right? You get an opportunity to work on a real life project. That was so much more exciting. So I know I was always open to finding those opportunities for my students. Is that something that you all are open to?
Yes, yes, and at UT they might have called it service learning. We call that community engaged learning. So each semester there are around 5 different courses that students take. So I mentioned operations research with the computer science faculty member. We also have an education faculty member who partners with Big Rock, after school action program, all of those different opportunities. We have a Spanish faculty, we have the Spanish department has adopted a model of community engagement that they said they want their majors to be involved and active in the community. So we partnered with different organizations. Emily Sidner, who I talked about earlier, she teaches an American politics class. So she's had her students be involved in campaigns and elections. She's also teaching a course next semester that will be related to public opinion. And so having her students go out and actually collect data to be able to answer questions. So yes, the underlined highlight goal.
Emily, I just have a comment. When I was at Southwestern, I did my internship at art therapist. My major was psychology, my minor was art, and Southwestern was able to find me an internship where I could use both of my degrees. And that's really how Baker was born. So I'm very grateful for Southwestern, and we now have interns with me today, Jennifer and I, who also has 2 different degrees and has combined what she knows with her practice. But so we have interns at Anchor, and they're not all psychology majors. They are in different disciplines, and they're just coming in and learning different things for the experience and my experience. And
Thank you for sharing that example, Emily. Much better to hear it from the mouth of someone who's lived and worked.
Is there an industry in the community that you would like to see more involved with the school? Be it tech or?
I mean, all of the above. Because again, I think as Emily's example reminds us that because our model is liberal arts, that we have a computer science degree program. I don't even know, Ben, if that was your degree or not.
Physics?
But having students be able to have those experiences. Megan, do you have an answer to that?
I don't either. I mean, I think it's really good for our students to be exposed to different things. I mean, so many students, think back, 18 years old, go to when you're going to college, and you know of this amount of careers that are out there, or you know a little bit about this number of majors, and then this world is opened up to opportunities that they didn't even know existed. And that may be where they find their fit. And so I think it's really helpful for students to see what's out there. And as Sarah said, you know, our students we want them to know Georgetown better than they have. And the pandemic has certainly affected that. That they were, you know, staying on campus. We are trying to encourage them to step off campus, to learn more about the Georgetown community, because we find a lot of graduates stay after they graduate, and because they do enjoy the area and want to find a home here beyond their college experience. So no, I don't think there's specific industries.
Are you involved with the school district here and providing students opportunities in the school district?
Yes, we've partnered with GISD in the past. We run a program called Science and Math Achiever Teams. We call it SMART. And that one used to be with the school district when they ran the after school program. Now we partner with the Y, where elementary school students come to Southwestern on Monday afternoons, and they focus on a question that the kid is interested in, and then they spend 8 weeks exploring that topic. So I remember examples that have been like, what makes chewing gum elastic, right? How fast can a shark swim, right? So those kind of questions that our Southwestern natural science majors can be partnered with, right? And as I always say, if the college student has a hard time explaining that to the elementary school student, then they need to go back and learn more, right? And then they do different experiments throughout the 8 weeks, and then they do an event on campus. Maybe this will be on the listserv, where we call it the achievement party, where the little kids do a poster session, not kind of like a science fair, but even cooler, where they share what they've learned with the college student over the course of 8 weeks. We've also had tutors and mentors with GISD. Our education students are always in the district, but even beyond that, a couple years ago, a Spanish faculty member partnered with Tippett Middle School. It was right before the pandemic hit, so it was good because then we were able to do virtual partnerships with, I think they were focusing on writing. So the Spanish students helping the middle school students, and they were doing like guided talks.
Speaking of, I don't want to hog it. Speaking of the pandemic, you learned a lot, I'm sure, about the transition from in the classroom to the digital, the virtual, did anybody go back and do a study about what worked, what didn't work, and what, if you had to do that again, what would be the best way to do it?
There are people all over that are doing that type of study, but locally on our campus, we are having conversations about thinking, we are an in-person campus, so we're not doing remote learning anymore.
Right.
So students are in person having that experience, but there is a lot for us to have learned as a campus and what works well. And I like that it focuses our conversation on the student-centered piece, right? Not the institution-centered or the university-centered, but how are we accomplishing our mission of educating students, and what are pieces that we can take from that and move forward?
You share that with others, like the school districts around the area?
I don't know if many of our education faculty members are thinking of that's their research. But one thing I haven't talked a lot about, and I'll say it quickly because I know we're running out of time, is, I talked about internships, community engaged learning being with my team, and then study abroad and study away. But the fourth one is undergraduate research. So our students researching with faculty members or doing their own independent research on different topics, and they then celebrate in April of each year, where we call it our Research and Creative Work Symposium. And our students have either done their end of the year kind of senior research project, or they are researching with faculty members during the summer on different topics. And I think that would be a great example of something. I know I've taught a course with students. It was an interdisciplinary class that was really student directed, and they got to choose what they wanted to study and talk about. And they happened to do a coaster talking about learning loss, and learning loss defined not just in terms of academic learning loss, but social and emotional, how that was impacted from the pandemic. But I think there's a lot of longitudinal, long-term research we can be doing as well.
We want to share our contact information too. So if you do want to, and we've got some business cards, but we just encourage you, step foot back on our campus. I think if you are, meet our students, talk to Dominic, but I think you'll be really amazed with what's happening at Southwestern, what our students are doing. We're an all undergraduate campus, so the students doing the research are all undergraduates. And it's really amazing to see the future of our future employees, but our future citizens too. So we'll stay after too for questions. All right, thank you.
I turned it off. So maybe I messed it up.
They broke it.
Sorry.
There we go. Before we do a couple chamber announcements, do we have any door prizes before we run around and grab cards? We do have one door prize today. Okay, we'll do some chamber announcements, and I'll run around with the basket.
Thank you, Nick. First, I would like to thank Dr. Sarah Brackmann and Megan Frisque for speaking with us today, and also a big round of applause for our sponsor, Texas Traditions Roofing, for helping us put on this event. Quick chamber announcements. We have business after hours this week on Thursday. It's at the Vineyard at Florence, 5 to 7. It's a free event, free networking. We hope to see you all guys all there. They open the restaurant for us after the event. If you'd like to make reservations, you can do that online. And then next week, next Wednesday, we do have our Lunch and Learn. It's here at the Chamber. Purchase tickets for, just like you did for this event, online as well. We have Joanne Coram from McCoy's speaking about teamwork, which is implementing a new culture or changing the existing culture within your organization. So that's going to be a really fun, exciting topic. And I know everyone is loves free. And so the Chamber is putting on a free marketing opportunity where we actually partner with Southwestern and GISD. We welcome the new students, the incoming freshmen, or any new students to Southwestern, and the new teachers coming to GISD. So if you guys are interested in that, just come drop off. There's going to be 700 bags given out. So if you come drop off any marketing materials, just swing them on by before August 3rd. That's the deadline. So on August 3rd, we'll start packing bags. That's completely free if you guys want to just come drop stuff off. And then on your tables is the QR codes for the events. Please scan that with your phone. It'll also be sent out after the event. Let us know how awesome this event was and how exciting it is. We'd love to hear that. Leadership Georgetown applications are up and active. Those are due August 1st. So if you guys are interested in that, go see Dana in the back. And then we'll do some door prizes.
All right, thank you, Brittany. All right, we're gonna have Ken tell you about his business and his door prize.
Thank you. I'm Ken Bartain again with Central Texas Technology Solutions. Today we've got a, like normal, a dark web scan, but I have something new for you today, and it's a gift certificate for the cookie company in Georgetown. So who's our winner?
Oh. She didn't put her card.
Mary Heron, Girl Scouts.
Thank you all for coming out this morning. We will see you next month. Have a great week.
Thank you, Zoomers.